Did you start it?
I mean, we're 1 second in right now. I'm looking for audio now.
So it's going?
Yeah, we still like this. We still like this intro, right? The song.
I don't hear anything.
I don't hear anything either.
Oh, there
It's
it
the one that
is.
goes like that.
So wait. So the music's going and it's all going.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is episode. What is this?
376.
376.
The lost episode.
The last episode? This music's too
no.
loud. This music's too loud. I can't hear it.
I can't hear my quipping.
You like that fade?
There's no audio space for my quipping.
I need to clip it so we can quip it.
Wow, buddy, what are you held up by? It seems like you could fade the music or turn the video on or something.
No, I could fade it. I was just giving people a chance to get into the room and
get
settled.
I guess I haven't been on the other side of this.
I like just looking at this Comics Place logo. It's kind of nice, all the stars and stuff.
Yeah, shout out Evan. Oh, hey guys.
Oh, now I got you guys.
Hey, can't you still see the image there beside our heads though, Roman?
Well, yeah, but I just want to see the stars. It's full of stars.
Oh, hey everybody, welcome to the Comics Place Presents a Perfectly Acceptable Podcast, episode 400. This is
no big deal.
No biggie.
Nah.
No biggie. This is a comic book podcast brought to you from the cradle of civilization. This is Bellingham, Mesopotamia, and we run a comic book. You might be wondering why we have any reason to be here talking to you, and it's because we run a comic book shop, which means that we appointed ourselves authorities, or at least people who like talking to each other. This is probably my best intro yet. Hi everybody!
Oh, it's Barry. He's back.
Episode 400.
Hi, Barry.
Look at this. I can smell my own belly. Oh, that's the smell of 400 years of dust gathering. I just want to say thank you and congratulations for this weekly podcast celebrating me. 400 years old. Got it.
We got it. Thanks for coming, Barry.
You got it, Bear. What'd you just do to my stuff, Bear? So we get together every week and we talk about the comic books that came out because we run a comic book shop and we have nothing but drive, enthusiasm, and a sense of purpose. We have things to share with you and with each other. It's going to be a fun time. Thanks for coming along. I am Jeff.
I'm Django.
I'm Roman.
Roman, you were off last week and we missed you. How'd it go?
Why was I off last week? I don't even remember.
You had like work or something.
Oh, yeah, I was at the museum. I'm sure it went fine. I don't remember.
I'm sure it was fine.
I don't remember what the event was.
Well, thanks. That was a good story. That was an entertaining time, and I like that. Thank you. Always
I'm dedicated to my work.
Yeah, absolutely. We like to start a lot of our weekly episodes off here at Papcast HQ with a check-in call from our favorite beat reporter whose feet are on the street at any given moment.
Hello and happy episode number 400, my friends. You did it. You got to 400. That's awesome.
Thanks.
And I've been sending in questions for, I don't know, 100, 200 episodes now, at least. Feels like I've been on this ride for a little while. So in that spirit, I want to know, Django, rank your 400 favorite comics of all time. Go. Just kidding. When you hit a number like this, it's tempting for a reboot or some retconning, something like that. And that got me thinking, like, if you guys had the power to retcon any major event in comic book history, what would you change? Would you change it? Would you wipe it out completely? Wipe all our memories out of it like it's a brand new day or something? Let me know. Happy 400. Turn up. Love you guys. Keep doing it. Here's to another 400. Awesome.
Oh, another 400.
And then am I going to have to rank my favorite 800 somethings?
You have 400. Hey, now that we are all here and gathered together with our eyes on the prize, I cannot wait for you to unveil the new email address.
Yes, it is jeff@thecomicsplace.com. Gets right to the podcast. Just make sure you say for the podcast in the title so that it doesn't get filtered funny.
Okay, everybody. So you heard it here first. If you want to send an email into this fair maiden voyage, on this boat that has been out to sea for 400 episodes, and I swear to God, port is just around the corner. If you want to send us letters so that this voyage is less lonely on the SS Pap, you could do that by sending it to jeff@thecomicsplace.com. Thank you for setting that up, Django. I'm sure you'll get the password, credentials, and stuff over to me sooner than later. Retcon. I think I would have told Jeff and Django podcasting wasn't a great call.
No, this is one of the I would credit this podcast with being one of the things that made me so much more comfortable in front of people.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
it's given you and me and Roman superpower. Oh, Barry. Hello, Barry. Gosh, I think I would retcon. This is low hanging fruit, but probably retcon the killing of Alfred.
Whoa. Yeah. Take it back.
I would probably retcon the second and third Dark Knight Returns into just not existing.
Okay. What about you, Rome Dog Millionaire?
Oh boy, I agree with the Alfred one, but I'll go in an opposite direction, and I would retcon Aunt May not being dead, because there was that great story where Norman Osborn killed her, and it was a good story. It was a good ending for her. They should have left her dead instead of like hot 60-year-old that now she is.
Yeah, interesting that they've made Aunt May kind of perma-hot, you know?
Yeah.
Although she's getting a little bit older in ASM this week.
It's jarring for me because I think back at all the comics of my childhood through the 80s where, you know,
she's been on death's door for a while.
Yeah, she looks like she's 90 something and she's all shriveled up and she's different.
Her death was one of the first times I realized that death in comics is not permanent, even for minor characters.
Well, that's like what my brain went to, because there's that one guy that turned out to be a kind of a trash hole. But he had that video about like the death of Superman being the thing that like ruined death in comics. So when I think about giant retcons of undo, I mean, like choosing to kill Superman and then bringing him back so quickly is maybe one of the things I would undo. But I don't know. Also, our whole history as an industry has sort of been affected by that singular moment. So it is kind of interesting to, you know, that's an important kernel. So maybe I would, I don't know. There's something about Jason Todd coming back and then becoming more of a hero. I really wish that the tone of like Under the Red Hood and the first Hush was a little bit more consistent with Jason Todd, because I feel like him being a villain really brings home the idea that he's like Batman's greatest failure, which is a wonderful, keyhole of storytelling for that character.
I think broadly, I would say I would be happy to retcon almost every single instance of a villain becoming a good guy. Like, I think Harley Quinn should stay bad. Catwoman should stay bad, even though I love that love story with her and Batman. But I would be just as happy with bad guys staying totally bad guys.
Yeah. Roman, do you disagree with that anywhere?
No, I can't. I was trying to think of who's a good bad guy that is better.
I feel like Dr. Doom never quite becomes like a good guy, but there's definitely stories where he's like morally ambiguous and like, but I think it always stays pretty true to his fundamental character, which is like the belief that he is a hero in his mind.
I like that go ahead, Roman.
Actually, I thought of a bad guy that has been a good guy and a bad guy, that it actually, and it's the only one I can think of that it works. The Sandman character, or the Spider-Man character, the Sandman.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was going to say, we don't talk about that anymore, but you're talking about Flint Marko or whatever.
Flint Marko, yeah. When he's a good guy, I mean, it kind of makes sense because he's just a working class dude, and depending on circumstances, he can go good or bad. And I guess the simplicity of that is the only time it works.
That's a really good question, Will. And
I've got some more.
You got some more?
Roman, unload
a couple. They're all Spider-Man ones. I wish I wish Peter and Mary Jane were still together.
So that was also occurred to me, like the undoing of their wedding, but also I don't love Pete and Mary Jane together. So
oh, really? I like them together.
I want Gwen Stacy still alive, but
I want them
also
to have
her
problems.
death is important. Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I want them to have problems if they're together, which also, ties into I don't want her with what's his name, her husband, the guy with the ponytail and the kids.
That's all right. That's gonna
temporary.
be done.
Yeah, don't like that, and I don't like her having superpowers either. I want classic Mary Jane.
I guess like all of those things though aren't really retcons. That's just things that we wish hadn't happened in comics.
Yeah.
Right. Like a retcon would be something that they go back and change, like bringing Gwen Stacy back
or Jason Todd coming back. Like,
he
died and then they like Superboy punched the wall and he came back.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Couldn't Mary Jane and Peter be a retcon because it's retconning the end of Brand?
Django just got in here to just like to no butt a little bit, just like actually
he likes no butts.
Technically, what you guys are saying aren't retcon.
No, that's not what I'm doing.
No, I don't do that. I don't do that. No, and the reason he doesn't do that is because he's too busy talking about comic books. He's talking about the books that came out that week. In any given moment of the day, you walk up to Django, he's going to talk to you about the books that came out this week in the comic shop that we run.
It's true.
And to that end, Django, I want you to show me the world. I want you shining, shimmering splendor. Let's do this thing.
You want to talk about Daredevil Cold Day in Hell #3? Is that what you're saying?
Love it. Love it. Yeah, I was trying to make an Aladdin reference. Like, I can show you the world.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow. I didn't
you guys remember a couple weeks ago when I had fruit flies?
Yeah.
Still have them.
Nice. You got any half-eaten watermelons hanging out in that home?
Nope. I eat my watermelons all the way.
It's because that popsicle he was eating.
Oh, probably. Daredevil Cold Day in Hell #3 of 3. This is written by Charles Soule with art by Steve McNiven. Not all art by Steve McNiven. We got colors by Dean White. Dean White did not do the colors on the first issue. Important to mention because I forget that issue 2 and 3 did have a slightly different look than issue #1. And for me, the first issue was really phenomenal, but I think the Dean Whitedness of it is almost like a necessary component to this holistic homage that this book seems to be to the Frank Miller Daredevils and Old Man Logans and Dark Knight Returns. So I really like the Dean White coloring in here.
Yeah. The coloring, the drawing, the storying, the bleeding.
The drawing.
I wasn't totally convinced that they would be able to pull off a satisfactory ending here in 3 issues, but I think they did.
Yeah, I think they did. These issues were all a little bit oversized if my gut serves me. So this will probably be like a kind of smaller paperback, but I think it'll be probably Dark Knight Returns was 4 issues. Were they standard sized issues?
No, they were 64 pages.
Okay.
So this is probably half the size of that.
Okay. And Dark Knight Returns is a dense brew. But yeah, I think that I had forgotten that they had been working on this for years. Django, you said in the write-up of the first issue.
Like 4 or 8 years or something like that.
That is a huge range.
Yeah,
that's crazy, but also totally makes sense because this seems like it was totally written for, while I was reading it, I was thinking, okay, what would allow them to give writers and artists that long of a time leash, right? And I think it could only happen if they know for sure that the thing that they're writing and publishing is going to be a thing that lives forever in trade paperback.
Yeah.
Because like if they're working on it for several years, like there's nothing about this specific moment that makes this specific book particular. It's not like a Daredevil movie is coming out or so it's just like a very special book that's been worked on for a long time. And yeah, I like throughout reading it, you can feel the kind of love and long-term staying power that they're creating this book to have.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an Old Man Logan level story here.
They wrap it all up. This is mostly a Bullseye fighting Daredevil issue here because, you know, Bullseye's up to his old throwing things perfectly at Space's tricks. And he's, you know, he seems like he overdoses on whatever's giving him some powers when he knows that he's about to die. And so he tries to blow a bunch of stuff up. But yeah, the very end of it, Django, I agree. I think that's well said. Like, I wasn't sure that they were going to be able to give it a satisfying ending. I knew that they would end it in a way that would feel fine, but like the girl from the first issue that Captain America was trying to save ends up being the thing that he, you know, needs at the end of this issue. There were a lot of full circle moments in this issue going back to the first issue that is pretty impressive and made it feel much more like a, you know, internally consistent, cohesive story rather than a linear thing that started one spot and ended somewhere else.
Well, and we got some really nice Punisher stuff in here.
Torso Man,
but in an Iron Man suit. And we find out that we had the like there was something that happened where Punisher killed Kingpin, which I thought was amazing. Like,
dude, the fact
just
that
in a page.
Yeah, that really huge moment in this world and to both of these characters and having it just be a mostly nonverbal thing that happens in a flashback on one page. And you're like, whoa, like that's going to be, that's a thing.
Yeah. This start to finish, amazing comic. So much detail in Frank's pockmarked, messed up face.
Frank's pockmarks, Bullseye's wrinkles. Like, that's a guy who's got some wrinkly skin. You know?
They call him Rinky Dink.
They do. Yeah. They call him Rank for short. Rank Dank.
That panel where he's all messed up and he looks like Red Skull in a Captain America.
Yeah, dude.
That's such a good shot.
Punisher, who for this whole series is just a torso with no arms or legs. Spoilers, he's a torso. He does the only thing he can to Bullseye, which is falls on him and eats his face.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Pretty brutal.
Such a good sequence, and that's the reason I don't think Daredevil would have beat him otherwise if Frank hadn't done that.
Yeah, and you know, for a character like Daredevil, where there is so much religious overtone, I thought this book at its end kind of walked a good line for that. Not kind of, walked a quite good line for that, which is sort of just a conversation about kind of destiny versus free will a little bit, or like being able to be aware of where you are in the path of your life. And if there's, you know, a spot that you're supposed to be, and we kind of grandize things, but sometimes it's just about ending up in the same moment at the right time. Very, very, very good.
Yep.
And the colors. Roman, what are you? Yeah, I mean, you've been sitting over there smart tripping for a minute.
I love the boy. This is such a good issue, and I love the almost final sequence where Bullseye does a cool Bullseye thing with one of his own body parts. Man, it's going to be a joy to reread this all. The art is just gorgeous.
Point of clarification.
Go on.
Storytelling wise, gentlemen, since you both read like a fine-tooth comb, do we think that what happened is that Bullseye triggered that explosion at the end? Spoilers to the end of this book that we're spoiling. Triggered that explosion, and then everybody's stuck in the dark, and they're like fighting, and the girl like is a light for everybody to get out, and that's kind of the big saving moment. Do all those people have superpowers now?
That's what it seems like. Yeah.
At least some of them. Some of them are probably just mutated into a big mess. But
yeah, okay, I like that. I just can't wait to see Steve. You know, it's cool to think of Steve McNiven working on this quietly in the dark for a long time. Steve, put a lamp on, bud. Yeah. You don't have to do it in the dark just because you're keeping it a secret. So it's very interesting to know what he's going to do next. Probably like one-shots and covers, but yeah,
just put the clutch in and rest on his laurels because he's peaked. Is that what you're saying?
No, just like getting, even if it's on the shorter end of your estimation, like a 4-year lead for something is a long time for any personal person to be working on a specific story. So I would guess that he's going to, like, he's doing variant cover for that Batman Deadpool issue, or
Mhm.
one of the crossover issues. Like, I could see him getting into doing small scale projects for a little bit before doing another big one.
Yeah.
Peanut Gallery. I give it a 9.5.
I gave it a 10.
No!
I don't think that there's anything in there that,
Yeah.
10 for
I
me.
like that. I like that. That's worth it. Worth it.
It's a 9.5 from Jeff. What about you, Romy?
I think I'm going to give it a 9.5.
Nice. What would you guys give the series?
10.
10.
I just wanted to use that image.
Go!
again.
Look at that gooey duck. Look at that pseudopod. False
Yeah.
foot.
Super, super well done. Good job, everybody.
Good job, everybody. Django, you really kind of were the third leg in that race that we needed at the end there. You really got us across the finish line. Excellent
Tend to
work.
be a third leg in all things, buddy.
Yes, that's my guy. On the Marvel train still, ladies and gentlemen, we had One World Under Doom number 6 this week, which while reading it, I was not sure if it was going to be the last issue or not. Did anybody else have that?
I thought it might be, and I can't tell you if I was happy or sad that it wasn't.
Well, I've loved this issue, so I'm excited, I guess, for another issue. I do think Ryan North, has been doing this amazing Fantastic Four run, and then to be kind of adding this to the list of his last 2 years is pretty impressive, because this is in many ways kind of an extension of his Fantastic Four run, but
very different.
Very different, yeah. But it is phenomenal in the way that his Fantastic Four run is. Like, it's very thought-provoking and intelligent, and I love this one. We kind of finally get to see, because we've been teasing the conversation of just like, well, what if Doom actually is what's best for everybody, and we just have baggage and bias that makes us not able to see and appreciate that. And in this issue, we find out that Doom is up to his old doomy tricks, and while there's an argument to be made for the lengths and costs of peace for everybody, he's at a different spot than our superheroes are.
Yeah, it doesn't definitively answer the question, is he doing the world good or not? Like, he's hurting his people to do it, but it doesn't just say, oh yeah, not worth it.
Right.
Which I don't know. I'm curious to see how, in comic book terms, definitely not worth it. Right. But from Doom's perspective, maybe it is worth it.
Right. I mean, it's even a little similar to part of the conversation from the Fantastic Four movie, though, right? Which was Galactus wanted them to sacrifice their baby to save the planet. So that's a very superhero-y element, right? Like, sacrificing a small amount for the greater good is a human thing that I think we can all understand, like the trolley problem. But when the cost to an individual is much, much higher, you have to be able to argue around it. But this is an instance of Doom being willing to give peace and freedom to all people at the cost of these other people, variants. And so, it's where do you draw the line? And Doom draws it a little further in the sand than Reed Richards does, Roman?
Yeah, though he only does it, I still don't think he's doing it for benefit people. It's all to benefit himself and stay the sorcerer supreme and the king of the nation and king of the world.
Well, yeah, for sure. And that's where, the inside of his perspective versus the outside, like, he is convinced himself that it's noble, but I think we would say on the outside that it's his ego, or his own sense of grandiosity.
And
we're all the heroes of our own story,
I guess. I just love that this book is making us ask the question, like, this bad guy is doing something that is helping a lot of people. Do his true motivations matter? Like, if he never has a turn where he flips the switch and all the people die and everything he was doing to make it look like he was a good guy has a second stage, is it okay if he's doing it for his own ego and his own power? Because a lot of people are better off.
Just a guy in America in this world, and the cost was what's going on to the people of Latveria. Like, would I be okay with that?
Yeah.
In this issue, I love that the main kind of action set piece is a debate between Reed and Victor. So that is fantastic as well.
Nice.
Ah.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
great debate, and it's funny that Doom brings up Churchill, and Churchill supposedly making that decision to not let America know about the attack on Pearl Harbor coming. And it's so well written. I was thinking, hey, yeah, Churchill did do that, until Reed brings up, well, that was never proven. There's no evidence. I was like, oh, right. But I've heard that theory. But yeah, Doom had me convinced that was a fact.
But Will mentioned that Doom ripped Reed's head open, and that was pretty crazy. He was pulling his head open, and then the climax of that moment told through, like, Times Square's video screens of, like, just the cartooning there of the climax of that being television broadcasting Doom, and then Doom looking at the camera and, like, snapping it off. Like, that was a very powerful way of visually telling that aspect of the story. And I am just grateful that, like, this book is able to come out right now, because it's a pretty thinly veiled, conversation about the world that we're living in. And I could see Marvel being like, no, we're not going to let you do that.
Yeah. I think in the real world, they wouldn't bother turning the TV off. They'd just do something else.
Yeah.
I think One World Under Doom number 6, Ryan North, RB Silva, Ben Harvey, 9.0 from me.
That's what I've got too, 9.0.
Yeah,
I'll give a 9.0.
Yeah,
look at that, 9s all around. That's pretty good, you guys.
Dude, I'm just already excited for, like, the Ryan North Fantastic Four omnibuses and this being in it. Although there'll probably be a One World Under Doom omnibus that has this and all the side stories. But I would want the one of his Fantastic Four run with this in it.
Yeah. I think that's going to be a good trade paperback. Also, they're all such little one shots. Like, is an omnibus really needed?
Yes, because the omnibus, it makes your nipples hard because all of the things are collected into one thing. So it's all there. So when all of your riches and drugs and friends and loved ones are stripped away from you, you'll still have that tome of this thing that you love, and it will all be there.
All right.
I just hope when they collect it, they title it, One Collection Under Doom.
Oh, that's a good one, Roman. Hey, check this out. I've got an email from our friend Andrew Carlson. It's written questions. You ready for this?
I know him.
Oh, yeah.
And this.
If anybody's in the chat, drop some questions in there. We'll address them near the end of the podcast.
Idris them. Like Idris is.
We'll address them, Elba.
You're funny. From Andrew Carlson. 1, how is Jeff's hair so luscious? I don't shower nearly as often as people should.
Showering is bad for your hair.
2,
you take that to the bank.
What flavor? Yeah, Django showers a lot, and look at his pillar. 2, what flavors of ice cream are in Roman's chest hair tonight? Roman, it looks like clearly strawberry and caramel cone.
Yep, caramel cone. Yep.
Django, can you list the top 3 reasons in a specific order as to why you hate lists?
Oh God, because they make you choose things and you always forget something and you were wrong the whole time. And art shouldn't be judged above other art.
Love it. That is what our podcast
is
about.
Three reasons, just like you said.
Art should be judged about other art. Isn't that kind of what we do every week on the podcast?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's enough,
4A,
enough from you.
No shade to anyone. Which shop employee, past or present, was your favorite to have on the podcast? I mean, it's got to be Justin.
I think if we could have somebody return on a fairly regular basis, Justin made me giggle more than everybody else combined. No offense to everybody else who's ever been on this podcast.
Yeah.
Justin.
Yep. Which shop employee, past or present, has not been on the podcast, but you can't wait for them to join?
All of them who haven't been, which is most of them right now.
We have a relatively new, like half of our staff has only been there for within a year or so ish. So yeah, those all haven't been on, and I would love to have every one of them on. 5A. What's the most unsung comic from the last decade? In other words, what comic was one you loved and didn't get enough attention? Oh, wow.
This is like a list. This is list adjacent, Andrew.
The one that just came to mind for me was Al Ewing's Ultimates Squared. Ultimates Squared.
Yeah. I mean, the one that just came to mind for me, because I have a memory like a goldfish, is Assorted Crisis Events.
That was the first one that came to mind for me.
Because it did not get enough attention in our store. Probably just all around.
Was Sheriff of Babylon in the last decade?
I don't think so. But that Texas Blood would be on my list too.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that Texas Blood. There was something I was looking at on last week's new release shelf. I was thinking I can't even remember what the title is now, but there's something coming out right now.
Guys, Sheriff of Babylon finished in 2017.
Oh,
wow,
jeez,
that's mine.
That feels like an old series.
Yeah. The next one. Sorry.
What's next?
Oh my God. The most unsung writers, artists, and colorists. Dennis Camp right now, Frank Quietly, Always and Forever, and Dean White for colors.
Well, you think Frank Quietly is unsung?
Always and Forever.
Huh.
I think that he's like considered the best artist in the world for like a relatively small number of people. I guess I meet a lot of people in the shop that don't like his art, but he's impossibly hard to get artwork from because of the people like me.
I'm going to abstain.
Yeah. Well, you think he's a big deal. You're a big fan.
No, I mean from answering the question.
Oh, okay.
No,
damn it, Django. I was going to pass too because I can't think of anybody.
So another rightist that is unsung.
Did you say rightist?
Well, Hayden Sherman not getting enough credit. Kelly Thompson, just starting to get there, but like I feel like everything she does is amazing.
See, I feel like those are names though.
Yeah, they are. Kelly Thompson gets a lot of work, but like, she's not hired to do big events or anything. She is on Absolute Wonder Woman though. Hayden Sherman just won an Eisner, but like still, I think his stuff should be word. If you could go back in time and reread any comic series as it was coming out month to month, what series would you go for? Invisibles.
Watchmen. I don't know that we would give Watchmen very good scores if we were reading it month to month.
I was going to say, like, Watchmen as an experience, I think, is benefited by being able to read a lot of it at once and like really get into it.
Yeah, it would have been.
What about you, Roman?
It'd be fun to reread all the Jeff Johns Green Lantern stuff again on a monthly basis.
Yeah, especially the climaxes of those.
It'd be really interesting to reread or to read like all the early superhero stuff, like pick Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, X-Men as they came out. Because I wonder what that was like, if you could tell that this was a change in pop culture and storytelling, or when was it noticed that things were different?
Right, because like Batman was in the newspapers and stuff, right?
Eventually, yeah.
And even still at that, like there was, I would think he didn't become who he is until he was kind of coming out in his own issues and stuff.
Totally. Yeah.
What's your favorite publisher at the moment that isn't one of the big three, Image being the third?
Maybe Oni for me.
Good question.
I'm gonna go with oh man, who's the public, speaking of Jeff Johns, who's the publisher?
Ghost Machine, does that count?
Ghost Machine's, that's Image.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Ghost Machine or Skybound if they're not
both
part of Image, but yeah.
Well, heck.
Yeah, Django's really into like letter of the law distinctions the last couple of days.
Okay, I'm going with EC right now with all the
that's Oni.
Oni, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I would say Oni, and then like Boom is always floating around there. But yeah. Dang,
I mean, IDW's been doing some interesting stuff.
and Dark Horse.
Yeah. Oni feels like they've kind of stepped up and taken the Image slot from 9 years ago or whatever, as far as kind of creator-owned stuff and interesting indie things.
Yeah.
Oh, Mad Cave. EXP
Mad
Live.
Cave was also in my mind. It might be Dark Horse. Like they're doing, like Into the Unbeing and some other things. Like, was it Mad Cave did Spectrum? And Mad Cave is doing cool stuff. Yeah.
Speed Racer, Dick Tracy.
Yeah.
They're doing Far Down Below. Every time I pick up a book and I don't know who published it and it turns out to be good and I look at the cover, it's always Mad Cave.
Yeah.
So they're probably the most surprising to me right now.
Yeah. And then finally, what's your favorite comic gimmick? I'm thinking broadly anything from foil covers, fold out pages, silent issues, 3D glasses with Superman Beyond, whatever you can think of. Favorite comic gimmick?
I mean, he just wanted to. Andrew's the kind of pervert who likes to hear me say glow in the dark. And so this is just a setup for him to get his blood flowing.
I'm a sucker for polybagged, like adult comics, whether it's the violent or the nudie covers or whatever, but that works on me.
I love glow in the dark.
I really like some good, I can't remember what the title was, but some good fold out pages. I remember one comic that I can't remember what it is that had like multiple fold out pages that were panels of the story.
Oh
yeah. What was that
in a comic this week?
No,
like in all time.
Oh, okay.
Well, all time going back to the late 30s.
Right. I really like and this is embarrassing.
But
I'm kind of a sucker for like the chromium covers.
Yeah, you are. I've heard you say that. Yeah.
Like just putting it and they've been doing a little bit of it lately. It's really fun.
Kiss putting their blood in the ink. Yeah, Corvus.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Kyle in our chat mentions Tony Fleece's hidden mirror variant. Have you seen that?
No.
Where the front cover, if you hold the book up to a mirror, the back cover interacts with the front cover in a way. It's super cool.
That's cool. Do we ever get any?
I don't think we got it. It was a special variant for Cul-de-sac, which came out this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Go swallow your drink and
Cul-de-sac.
Tell the class.
I forgot to read that. Did anybody read that? Django, it's Mike Carey, so you probably didn't.
I didn't read it. I don't love Mike Carey, but
Roman, did you read Cul-de-sac? Nope. Oh, dang. I did want to read that this week.
Sorry, bad idea. Next time.
Yeah. Oh. Penny whistles and moon pies. Dang. Okay, well, let's talk about one that somehow Django did read. Django, how did Absolute Green Lantern #5 get read by you?
Man, that is a really good question because I thought I had dropped off, but it was in my file and I grabbed it and I read it.
Did it accidentally get pulled instead of a different Absolute?
No, I think I just forgot to unsubscribe from it. And listen, this is me judging art against other art, but I don't love this book. And,
so really tell me about that feeling, Django, because
what about it?
I loved this issue.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to tell you. You tell me. What is it about
coward.
this? What is good about this?
Oh my God, it's so good.
Well, let's assume that you don't like Green Lantern in general and tell me why it's good.
Well, have you looked at the pictures? Because the art is phenomenal.
Okay, I see what you're doing here.
I
see what you're doing here.
It is, Django. It is very like Saturday morning cartoon vibe of a generation that you are not a part of. Like
that's fair.
It reminds me very much of like kids WB Saturday morning stuff like Yu-Gi-Oh and Ben 10 and stuff like that. Like even kind of maybe on the younger end for me. So I don't actually like love this, but I don't have any problem with it. 5 issues in and I'm still very happy. I'm still happy to be reading it. and interested in what's going on. I really like Hector Hammond showing up in here, and I like the way he was written. I do like Hector Hammond.
Who's Hector Hammond?
He's a Green Lantern villain with a giant brain.
Okay.
A giant brain. Wasn't he in the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie?
I think he did make an appearance. Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks kind of like the leader.
Yeah.
Kind of, but cooler.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I'm approaching this with none of the tools to appreciate any of it.
Yeah. I like the little bits that are connecting it to the Green Lantern. We know you've got like Aubin Sur. I like the Black Hand connection, and I like, that this is a Green Lantern, but it doesn't feel like it's too strictly tied to previous incarnations of what those things meant.
Okay.
And this giant green thing falling out of the sky that's like a big Green Lantern symbol, I think is like dumb, and I like it. Like that's a dumb thing to fall out of the sky.
Uh-huh.
And then I've liked how they've set up the kind of relationships between the Green Lantern characters in the previous issues for this. But all of that said, it does have kind of like like a 9 or 2000s manga feel to it as well. Like it makes a lot of sense to me that it doesn't particularly hit for you, because again, yeah, you've never been a huge Green Lantern guy. You're not into like the kind of anime Saturday morning cartoon things. But yeah, it I think I am still more interested in this one than Absolute Flash. But arguing between 5th and 6th ain't really much. But
I appreciate watching the artist gain some chops as we go.
Yeah, that's been kind of cool.
Like there were a lot of panels that I took issue with in the first couple of issues, and in this one I could probably only point to a couple of panels that I think should have been completely overhauled. And I like the blurred face of Hal when he's holding the gun at Aubin Sur. I like the black hand with the mouth in it, like the skateboard logo.
Yeah.
And I do like that the town has been enveloped by the Green Lantern symbol. I think that's weird and kind of cool. I don't know why. It's also kind of stupid.
Yeah, it is.
I think the biggest thing for me writing wise, and the reason that while we were talking about this, I took the opportunity to unsubscribe from it, is that I think that the mystery of what does it mean when they say be without fear is taking too long to pay off. And I don't care enough to read one more panel of this book.
I finished this issue and I was like, I'm pretty tired of hearing either be without fear or be with fear.
Yeah, and it's clear that it's just going to be like, oh, well, that was just a mistranslation, and what we meant was blah, blah, blah.
Roman, do you have any leads on who you think this person that they showed up with in the final page that says be without fear is? And Roman, what are your thoughts on this book? Django hates it. I think it's the best book ever.
I do like it more than I do like it more than Absolute Flash, but less than the other 3 Absolute books.
4, because those other 4 are amazing.
Yeah, 4. And actually, I haven't read this issue yet, so I don't know who that person is at the end.
Hey guys,
it's still in my stack.
Nice.
When I read Andrew's final question, initially my brain took it in as which of the big 3 is your favorite right now. Would you mind answering that question for me? Image, Marvel, and DC.
Image, DC, Marvel, top to bottom for me.
Image, DC. So Image is your favorite of all those?
Well, I'm just thinking about what I read. I think I read more Image than the others. Then DC, then Marvel.
Mine's
and that's
DC,
close.
Then Marvel, then Image.
Okay.
I don't know. I think mine's DC, Marvel, and then Image. I think. I'm trying to think. I read all Mark Waid's books, and he's all DC right now. So
yeah.
There's just like Ghost Machine,
right?
Transformers, like the Hasbro stuff. Even though I'm not reading it, I really appreciate what they're putting out.
Yeah, the main
Battle
line
Beast,
of Image
Assorted Crisis Events.
is pretty low compared to how I've felt it in the past, but they certainly have still some of my favorite books coming out.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, Transformers. I'm not reading any of the Ghost Machine stuff anymore. Ask Cryeve for sure. Yeah, they have the ability, Ice Cream Man, to put out my favorite book. But yeah, DC like makes me the most excited about all the stuff that I'm reading.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's tricky though because Marvel also way up there. Love them.
Are we getting back on the highway and giving scores for Green Lantern, or are we just
Green
moving on?
Lantern? I gave a 7.5.
I give it a 6, and I'm sorry, I'm unsubscribing. You won't be able to hear my hot takes anymore.
Oh. Roman?
And Roman hasn't read it.
Oh, he hasn't read it. Okay,
I
so then what
give it
about
anything.
Superman, boys?
Oh, absolutely, Jeff.
Yeah.
We talked about Absolute Superman a little bit while we were moving the store this week.
We did a little bit.
We're not done moving the store, by the way, everybody.
No. No, we need your help.
Yeah, we do. I really like this Giandomenico art. This issue is spectacular.
It is fantastic. Yeah. Django and I what we discussed was agreeing and just preferring the Carmen Giandomenico art on this book to the Rafa Sandoval art, who he's the main artist on it. This is, however, the third issue in 10 that Giandomenico has been the artist. So that's pretty good. Roman, what did you think of this?
Well, I'm going to let everybody down because I haven't read any of my Absolute DC comics this week.
What the figgity?
Those are the four that I still, or three is still to read.
Wow. Right on, Roman. This is the panel. This panel of Lois Lane and the dark shadows under her eyes is what made me just like, yep, I love this artist. And it looks like his Hellblazer work, which I loved.
Yeah, I love his faces and stuff. I've really liked the coloring and how Superman's cape has been portrayed so far in this series. But in this issue, he's doing some flying, and the wing, like his cape looks more like wings, like giant vampire wings or something.
Yeah,
I'm very into that look. It's very, very good. And then beyond just the art being really, really nice in this, we're seeing the Lazarus Company intersect with Brainiac, intersect with Superman and that crew and this Omega Men crew. So like we're really starting within this book to sort of see, at least within this world, how the different factions and towns exist side by side with one another. And I like that because it allows my imagination to sort of wander in more different ways because I have some amount of constraint or rules specified in it. But yeah, I really like this dude's art.
We also got some Lazarus mentions in the Absolute Green Lantern.
Yeah, real brief. Yeah. Roll quickly.
Yeah, I thought this was really good. Still banging away at a good comic. So thanks for that, Jason Aaron.
Yeah. I hope we get more Giandomenico art, and we get Talia al Ghul in this. Meeting Talia, that's pretty good.
Yep.
So yeah, love it, and I would love more Giandomenico drawing backstory for Brainiac because that was awesome. Django, I gave that one an 8.5.
8.5 for Jeff on the Richter scale. I gave it an 8.0.
Nice.
And Roman gave it an incomplete. Gosh.
Just like high school, just incompletes all over.
Guys, I came here because I was told I would be seeing Philip. Philip sent me an email and said, Philip, it's Bear. No, backwards. Bear, it's Philip. Come to my meeting. So I'm here. Where the hell is Philip?
I don't know, Bear. We're going to have to make sure he gets tagged on Facebook. Maybe we'll call him next time.
Blimp Bear.
So Django, do you have any messages or correspondences for us?
Yeah, I got a handful of them here.
Nice.
Oh, I should have muted for that. I'm sorry, everybody.
Right, big guy.
right.
Good thing we've got an editor. Shout out Andrew Carlson. Thanks for editing the podcast.
Heavens to Betsy. Kisden Rowe wants to know, in any given superhero universe, do you think the ratio of villains to heroes will always be greater?
Yes.
You think there will always be more villains than heroes?
Yeah, because you got to have. I think you have to have more villains so that the hero has always got challenges.
Why can't they just share villains?
Well, they can, but like DC, you got to have it, and Marvel, you got to have like specific villain types. Like Spider-Man had all these animal-themed villains. Flash has all these.
Yeah,
like,
if
goofy...
every hero has a menagerie of animal-themed villains, by necessity, there would have to be more villains than heroes. I do agree with Roman, however. I think it speaks more to like human tendencies, which is like, I think more people are willing to break the rules or behave poorly than the people who are willing to strictly adhere to the rules and stand up for what they believe in.
Would you guys read a superhero book where the villain is not a person ever?
What do you mean?
I mean,
like an animal?
No, like world hunger or natural disasters, or like if you just remove the human element, put somebody into space and have them go through trials and tribulations rather than having a face to punch.
Sure, I would like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
isn't that kind of would you say that what was that comic, was it Mark Russell, Last Trip to Mars?
No, Traveling to Mars.
Would that count in that, for that definition?
Kind of. I mean, the bad guys were what was it, Universal Beef or whatever, the beef company that was sending them to Mars, and then there was like a space race aspect to it. But yeah, something along those lines where it really is more of a person versus the elements, or a person versus not a sentient being.
Yeah.
For the most part. And that one was partly like a person versus his own depression, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
Judd Morse.
I love that guy.
Says, I've been digging non-comics works by my favorite comics creators lately. What are some of your favorite non-comics things made by some of your favorite creators?
Grant Morrison's semi-autobiographical book Super Gods is great, and the documentary that is about him talking with gods is fantastic. I am part of the Substack of Jonathan Hickman and Mike Del Mundo's 3 Moons, 3 Worlds. There's a lot of like ancillary world building documentation that they put out that's very cool and not specifically comic books.
I haven't listened to a ton of it, but Matt Rosenberg has a podcast, like a comic sort of industry centered podcast. And for me, one of the big things that I would point at as non-comics media that is done by a comic creator was when Greg Rucka did some Queen and Country novels. I haven't read those, but I think they're important to the plot of Queen and Country at large.
Yeah.
Boy, Jeff had such a good answer with Grant Morrison. I wish I could say Alan Moore's novels, but I haven't actually, even though I have like 2 or 3 of them, I haven't actually read them yet. I could say, but I didn't enjoy it. I mean, I've heard Alan Moore's spoken word gobbledygooks from Snake and Ladders, but I can't say I liked it.
Yeah.
Matt Fraction wrote the Godzilla TV show, right? Monarch.
Oh, did he?
Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I think.
Good for him.
Yeah, and that had some good parts in the show.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, like so many television shows are adaptations of those things, which doesn't really count. Is there any comic book people who've recorded albums? Mount Southworth.
Yeah, the Death Clock guy did a record for a song to go with it.
Yeah, he also did that comic series,
Galactitron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. Thanks, Judd.
Yeah, it was a good question.
Yeah,
Judd.
I wish I had more answers.
Let's see. Oh,
I don't know
hey, look at
what
that.
Judd's reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. If you're still in the chat, Judd, let us know. Steve Hanf says, who or where is your go-to or would recommend to check out for original comic pages and art outside of cons?
Felix Comic Art Collective
mhm.
is where I've bought pages from. So Felix.
I troll around on heritage auctions pretty frequently looking for Kyle Baker original art from the Shadow series that I like so much. And I bought a handful there.
Email from like Brit comic artists or something that today they had Frank Quietly pages that were becoming available.
Oh.
So I should check into that, BritComicsArt.com. And then one that I did use was Cadence Comic Art, but apparently they weren't paying their artists or something. So maybe we shouldn't use them, but they do still have a bunch of pages, and that's where I've gotten multiple.
I would say, it can't hurt to reach out to the creators themselves.
Yeah.
If there's somebody that you want art from, reach out to them and they can probably tell you where to go or sell it to you directly. I know a lot of them will do art, like commissions and stuff, for you to pick up at a con or to have shipped to you. Steve also asked to grade or not grade comics. I would say grade it if you're going to want to sell it easily, and don't grade it if you ever want to look at it or if you love comics as a comic and not as a product.
Yeah, I would only get things graded if I'm going to sell it.
Pretty distracted by Frank Quietly art now.
All right. Well, so that kind of implicitly answers the next question from Steve, which is story or art. What drives your interests the most? Clearly for Jeff, it's Frank Quietly.
It's Frank Quietly. Art. Wow, this Mr. Freeze is only $1,000. Art can make me be very invested in stories that I don't care much about the story. That said, a really great story does a thing that, like, is an alchemy that very few things can hit the same high of. Like when I get a comic that's lighting my brain neurons up, sending electrical firings down my spine. Yeah.
I think for me, art is the entrance and story is what keeps me there.
Yeah.
Like the new X-Men that started with Frank Quietly and then had some of the most opposite of Frank Quietly art for a few issues. We all still kept reading it, even though the art was way less than
you guys
versus Frank Quietly.
He's got a double page spread from Flex Mentallo. It's 2 pages. It's $12,000.
So if you'd like to donate to the Kickstarter that's going to get Jeff Flex Mentallo double, is it a good double page spread? Is it one that you want?
It's quite good.
Before I finish this pitch,
man, they're also
just Venmo me and I'll get it for him. Honest.
Also, check this out: $13,000 for this recent Batman Frank Quietly cover.
And a Mr. Freeze. Is it a Mr. Freeze published work or is it a Mr. Freeze?
It's like a sketch.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 11 by 17. That's pretty cool. Has been folded in half, and there is a light crease.
Nice.
Oh, Franklin.
Well, listen,
Brit Comics Art. BritComicsArt.com. Everybody is one that I would throw out. They've got a pretty good stable of artists. Not a ton, though.
If you're a secret millionaire and you really like Jeff, now's your chance. Now is your chance.
Philip.
His birthday's coming up.
Philip Stablik.
Yeah. I would say if anybody has any other questions other than Sergi's here, which says, explain to me why Django and I like comics like Ice Cream Man and Fat Cop. Are we broken or highly attuned?
Both.
Sergi,
highly broken.
Certainly broken, but Ice Cream Man is one of the highest caliber comics coming out.
I agree with that. I wish that you maybe hadn't outed me as a Fat Cop fan, but I am a Fat Cop fan.
You got to
You've outed yourself on this podcast.
Yeah, all right, fine. Fair enough.
We got to get him Airboy. If he likes.
Just because of the
Fat cop.
wieners. Fat
Well,
cop
and
wieners.
it's like surrealist, hilarious, but human.
Sergi, look up a book called The Plow. If you can't find a copy, let me know and I'll loan you mine. It's one of the worst things that I own, and I think
Daddy's
as
willing
a
to talk
fellow
about
fat copper, you might enjoy it. Judd says his favorites for the creators, not doing comics: The Great When and The Moon and Serpent Bumper Book of Magic by Alan Moore are both excellent. So is Jerusalem, if you've got a spare year. Jerusalem's the one that he edited down from 1,000,000 words, right?
Yeah, or something. Yeah.
I don't think I can't imagine that he edited down enough. Peter David's Oblivion is the greatest sci-fi Western ever. Morrison's Luda was really cool. And Warren Ellis's Department of Midnight podcast is awesome too. So is his weekly email newsletter.
I didn't know Warren Ellis has a podcast. I would be interested in learning about that.
Yeah, I read his Crooked Little Vein, I think, and it was pretty good. And I'm not really qualified to judge books as a guy who reads this many comics, but it felt a little bit light and edgy instead of deep and edgy, which is what the feeling I got from his comics.
That's great that Judd brought up the Moon and Serpent Bumper books. I forgot about that. I have that, but I've just barely delved into it because it's just such a huge tome.
Yeah. Well, that's our questions.
That's what a lovely evening we've had together, everyone.
We are gaining watchers every week by leaps and bounds. We had upwards of 9 people, which means more than 9, which actually just means 10 people on this at one time.
You could have been like, we broke double digits.
We broke double digits. Double D's. The Perfectly Acceptable Podcast, Double D Season 2, Episode 1 is next week.
Wow.
Like a tribunal of Uatus.
Yeah. Everybody, you can send us emails by getting them to us. The new email address, jeff@thecomicsplace.com. That is where you can always get at us to get content put onto this Fair Maiden podcast.
I know you're giving me a hard time about not getting a new email address set up, but I did just make it so that it displays it on the screen for all 8 of our listeners right now.
You guys all see that? It's jeff@thecomicsplace.com. That's the email address. If you're listening to this on a podcast app, you can have maybe a little bit more fun. If you wanted to watch this on YouTube, you can find our Comics Place YouTube channel. And Django always says, like, comment, and subscribe. And we also stream these live on Facebook while we're doing them.
That's right. And I hope that I don't know how many dozens and dozens of people we have who listen to the audio podcast and have never seen our faces. But I will caution you that it can be very off-putting to see the faces of your ear people, your ear friends for the first time. So
it will
brace
be
yourself.
Off-putting to see Roman because you'll have a new thing to deal with if you're in public is all.
Put some sunglasses on is all we're saying.
Yeah.
His
everybody,
light shines bright and hard.
Well, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for 400, and we'll see you in another 400 in 10 years. Jeez, we've been doing this for like 10 years. Quality, not quantity.
We're pretty good at 10 years, Jeff.
We're pretty good at 10 years. Love you all. Love you, boys. Congrats, and I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah.